I think that the people that I know that are like invest more than anyone I know, they embrace failure and they accept it better than other people. Like I bought a property that I shouldn't have bought and I lost money after having to renovate it or whatever. Like great, I'm gonna go do it again and learn from it.
Welcome back to another episode of Student Success Chronicles. This might be the most stressful, excited for me chronicle that we've ever done because today we're talking to my son, Brayden. And you might have heard me tell stories about Brayden. You might have seen a clip that is on social media with me talking with Brayden. He's 19 years old. He just finished his freshman year in college. He's going back for his sophomore year. He's been investing with me now for about the last 15 months. And sitting down and talking to my own son about the last 15 months of investing and his journey and what it feels like to be going to college and playing baseball, but also investing and living different dreams of his as a dad is so exciting and so fulfilling to have that conversation with him. And I know a lot of you are thinking about involving your own kids in investing. I hope you enjoy this. Like I said, it was probably one of the most stressful ones we've ever done to sit and talk about my own son because there was no prep, there was no conversation beforehand about what we wanted to accomplish or if we wanted to accomplish anything. It was just a fun conversation with my son. And then I came into the office after having the conversation with him, and there were 2 checks sitting on my desk for him of the investing that he's done and the tax liens that he's bought. He doesn't know it yet. He doesn't know it during that conversation that you're about to watch that there's actually checks sitting right here on my desk that he's earned. Pay attention, watch the conversation with Brayden. Hope you enjoy it. So you got a big night tonight.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Summer League Championship.
Yeah. How many games?
2 games tonight. It's a best of 3 series, so if we need to, we can play tomorrow too.
So it's gonna be hot.
Very hot.
Yeah. So you've been in competitive sports, I don't know, when did we start?
It was like 7 or 8.
You're 7 or 8. And you're how old right now?
19.
19. So you've been playing competitive sports for 11, 12 years now. Do you think that that's helped you invest?
Yeah, because like, especially with baseball, you fail so much.
Uh-huh.
And so you almost have to take an approach or mentality of like failure's okay. And like you almost like you don't like expect to fail, but you're like kind of embrace it in a way. Okay. And like in investing, obviously you're going to fail sometimes.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of like taking that like, embracing failure, being okay with it.
Okay, so you're 19. What's the biggest failure you've had in your life?
I can't even answer that. I don't even know.
I got one.
What?
Do you want to talk about your state championship games?
Oh yeah, that was bad. My last high school game,
Yeah.
I made an error that let them score 2 runs, and then we ended up losing by 1, and they only scored 2 runs the whole game.
Okay, so you lost 2-1.
We lost 2-1, and both those runs for them came off of my error.
Yeah. In the first inning.
In the first inning.
How did it feel in the moment?
It's awful. It was like I like made that error, and I like shut down.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. And like the rest of the game was just like a blur and nothing else mattered because I was just hung up on that.
How long did it take for you to get over that?
I'm over it, but like I still think about it and it still kind of like bugs me sometimes.
Yeah. How does that affect you now in your decision making?
You just kind of learn from it and you're like, hey, this is what I did and what led to that. And so now I can avoid what led to it.
So real quick, rewind, not everybody's a baseball fan. So set the stage. What's going on? Like, where are you at the moment?
I was playing third base. We had 2 outs and bases were loaded and ground ball got hit to me and I like really like rushed myself and like stressed myself out at the moment. And so I went to go and I like threw it to second base, but I like rushed myself and so I threw it and ended up in right field.
Yeah. Typically in that play, there's 2 outs, bases loaded. You just need to go to any base to get an out. What would be the normal play?
Throw it to first.
And then if you would have thrown it to first, that's probably the easier throw in that situation. Mm-hmm. Why'd you throw it to second?
I don't know. It was close.
You threw it in right field. They scored 2 runs. Next hitter gets out. Innings over. It's the first inning. You're down 2-0.
Right.
So you still have 6 more innings to go. But what led? So you rushed yourself. Mm-hmm. So what have you done on the baseball side to not rush yourself?
I think just like try to get better at slowing myself down and being like, okay, I've done this game at a high level for 12 years now, and so I can like just kind of like be like, hey, like this isn't new.
Yeah.
Like I've done this, so it just helps slow you down, help slow myself down.
I remember that night. In the moment, it felt like that failure was the end of your world.
Yeah, and it was hard because like our team was really good that year, and we had the expectation that we were gonna win the state championship, and that team that we were playing, we had already, like we beat them 10-0 earlier in the year. Yeah. And so it was like hard to be like, okay, we're actually like struggling to like play these guys. Mm-hmm. And so that was, and it like felt like it was all on me, you know, like obviously like we only scored 1 more run in 7 innings and whatever, but like they only got those 2 runs and it came from an error that I made. Yeah. That was totally preventable. Like, yeah, sucks.
What was the rest of the game like for you?
Awful. Mm-hmm. It's like I was like hung up on that and like everything. Nothing else mattered almost. Yeah. It was just like my at-bats were bad. Yeah. I don't know, just everything else. Like I don't even remember anything else from that game. Yeah. I remember like the last inning and the last like out and everything. But like I don't remember a single other thing I did that game.
You were on deck
when we lost, yeah.
When that last out. Man, that was like a pivotal time, I think, in your baseball, because that was the end of high school and you knew you were going to play for college. What was said to you that night? Because I'm sure there were things that were said that weren't helpful that just made it worse. Mm-hmm. So what were the things that made it worse that were said to you in a moment of failure, in the moment of like your whole season, your whole year had been leading up to that day and that series or winning that game? So you lose and you feel like it's your fault. Mm-hmm. What was said to you that wasn't helpful? And were there things that were said to you that were helpful?
I think the thing that like was the least helpful to me was someone told me, oh, it's okay, you're playing college. Because it's like our like that year, our team, we put like a really big emphasis on like being present and being able to like nobody cares about what you did last summer or what you're gonna do in like that next summer. Mm-hmm. So it's like we all just wanted to stay present and be like locked in on the now. Uh-huh. And so when someone said, oh, it's okay, you're gonna play in college, it's like, well, right now I don't even care. Yeah. Probably the most like helpful thing was like there was other things that led, like helping me realize that there was other things that led to us losing that game. Like, yeah, we didn't score until the 7th inning when a dude hit a home run. Yeah. So we were down 2-0 for 7 innings. Then we tried to rally when it was too late.
Would the game have been different from you had you not made that error? Would the rest of the game been different?
Yeah, I think like especially early in the game when like it's easy to shake something off early in the game, uh-huh. But when it's like that big and then like it just like inning after inning, yeah. You guys just like don't change, like nothing gets better, uh-huh. And it's just staying the same and you're like, oh crap, this actually did like hurt us more than it should have.
So what hurt more, the error in the first inning or the approach after the error?
Probably the approach after the error, because like right off the bat I was like, okay, that's like that was bad. Mm-hmm. Like I was like obviously like frustrated, but then like after like we went back in to go hit and I was like, okay, like it's fine, it's one error, like yeah. It's the first inning. And our team was totally capable of scoring more than 2 runs. Yeah. And so that was like, but then like as time went on, we're like, you could just like feel that everybody else was so dejected. And so like, yeah, it just like the feeling was, oh, this is bad.
Coming off of that, that was the first time we sat down and said, okay, Brayden, do you want to buy tax lights? Mm-hmm. And I gave you some money and had you start buying tax lights. How many tax lights did you buy that first year, right after going into your freshman year?
Like 180.
Did you make any errors?
Yeah.
Yeah. What error did you make?
Bought a green power box.
Yeah. You bought a tax lien on like a utility-owned lot.
It's like 20 square feet.
Yeah. The lesson from that baseball game, making the error, having a mistake, how does that translate into your view on investing?
It's one screw up.
Yeah.
I bought 179 other ones that
Yeah.
weren't like bad. And so to like be like, okay, like it's 1 out of 180. It's like, you're just like, oh, it's one bad thing. Like that game I made the air, I probably made like I probably got like 6 or 7 other ground balls.
Yeah.
That I made the play fine. And it's like, you don't focus on that, but like,
Yeah.
you're capable of doing it the right way.
How come so many times we focus on the failure? Like you said, you made 6 or 7 other good plays, or 6 or 7 other routine plays, or whatever it was. How come everybody's always fixated on the time that we don't succeed?
You don't want to fail. So when you do fail, it hurts, and you're like, it's just easy to get hung up because you don't want to.
Baseball's a funny sport because on the flip side, like you should feel the majority of plays, right? Like what's the ML, like an all-star in the MLB, they're fielding 99.6.
Like, yeah. Like 98, 99%.
But when you're hitting, it's completely opposite. You fail the majority of the time. Like a Hall of Fame guy is still probably failing 7 out of 10 at-bats. Failing meaning they don't get right? You have a 300 batting average career and you're probably a Hall of Famer. But when you're hitting, it's a different mentality. Like we focus so big on the wins and the failures, the strikeouts, the groundouts, whatever. Like you go 1 for 3 and you're feeling pretty good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you just failed twice.
Yeah, but you fail so much hitting wise where you're like, if you fail 2 out of 3 times, you're like, oh, that's a good day.
Yeah.
Right. So it's easier, and you almost like learn to fail better. Or like in the field, like you're like an all-star makes 98, 99% of the plays they get.
Yeah.
So like it's expected that you make the play. And when you're hitting, obviously, like it's expected you're going to get out more times than you get a hit.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, and just how you like accept it.
How has sports set your expectations for investing?
Like obviously you are going to fail. Like it's different at the plate and it's different in the field.
Yeah.
But there's different, like it's going to be, every time you fail, it's going to be different than something else. So if you fail in investing, it's not like you expect, like you don't expect to fail in investing, but it's like, okay, that sucked. How do I not do it again?
That's an important lesson. Took me years to figure out that you're figuring out at 19. Failure is okay. It's how do I fix it? What I've seen in my own life, and so many people at Taxing could, is that first time you fail, it's I suck, the model sucks, this sucks, everybody around me sucks, my team sucks. I'm gonna go find something different.
Yeah.
How has your life conditioned you to think differently about that?
It's like weird to say, but I feel like I was like raised in baseball. And so like being raised and learning from such a young age that to like almost accept failure or like embrace it and learn from it, I think like that ultimately just like kind of shapes you, and you can like apply that to everything.
For somebody that hasn't been raised in baseball and in a competitive environment where success is the goal, but also there is an anticipation that you're not going to be perfect. What advice would you give to somebody just starting out investing that didn't come from that background, that didn't come from a competitive sports arena, that their whole life has been driven on, you have to succeed, you have to succeed? What would you say to that person as they start investing?
If you fail, like you just kind of have to be able to laugh at it. Be like, yeah, I bought a green power box. Like I failed, and it's like kind of funny because it's like, what am I going to do with a green power box?
Yeah.
Like, you just have to learn like, okay, I'm going to fail, and I have to accept it. And
So let's talk about that failure real quick. Because for some people, they might hear that and it's like, oh, well, he's being kind of flippant. But when you first started buying tax lanes, like that power box, the tax lane on that power box was $200.
it's like 240.
So like worst case scenario in that situation, you didn't lose a state playoff baseball game. You like worst case scenario, you lost $200, $240. For some people, it's not the dollar amount, it's the actual loss. Meaning you bought 180 tax liens, but you lost one time and it was a $200 tax lien, which frankly, you bought it 15 months ago, whatever it was. We don't know if it lost yet. It might redeem. Who knows what's going to hasn't redeemed yet, has it?
I don't think so.
It might redeem, might not. but it's 1 out of 180, and it was $200.
Right.
So how did we mitigate risk at the beginning so that if it did lose, it wasn't like your whole business was going to fail with one loss?
Well, like we like filtered out what we didn't want, and we like really narrowed it down to like, hey, these are the tax liens that we want in this area, and we can buy them in bulk.
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, we have 180. So if one fails, and it's like a pretty low, like I think the average one we bought that year was like $700 or $800.
Yeah.
So having one fail, that's only $200. It's not a big deal at all.
So we mitigated that risk pretty heavily.
Mm-hmm.
The summer after your senior year in high school is really when you came and said, I want to start buying tax liens. Since you were born, I've been an entrepreneur. I've been an investor your whole life. What was it that summer that was like, okay, I want to finally start?
I think like, cause I had never really like paid too much attention or like really known too much about what you were doing up until I was probably like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
So when I was finally like seeing it, and I like would come to the events and like just kind of hang out and like somewhat pay attention, and then I was like, oh wait, like people are doing this like while they're there, and they're buying tax liens, and it takes 10 minutes and they can make 5% no matter what. That's when I was finally like, okay, like I need to do this.
Yeah.
But I think it was probably like middle to the end of my senior year.
Okay. So that summer, you bought 180 tax liens in Florida, and then you went to college, and you've been playing baseball and studying business in college. What have you had to do with the tax liens over that first year?
Nothing really. I did it, and I like put all my bids in and paid for them and everything when I got them, and then after that it's just like updating a spreadsheet once a month, which takes 15 or 20, like 15 minutes max.
Yeah. What did it feel like to get paid throughout your school year without working?
Oh, it was amazing. I'm like sitting there, I'm like just getting like checks, or like you're sending me pictures of checks, and I'm like, oh, this is great. It took me, you know, for those 180 tax liens, I probably worked for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, now I'm making $100 here, $100 there, and it's like I did this one time 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's just like constant, or not like constant, but like it's nice to just like randomly get little paychecks.
Yeah. Hey, come here, little man.
Go
Come
jump
here.
on it.
You can come here for a sec. Okay, can you come give me a hug? And then watch out for the camera. Watch out for the lighting thing in the corner. Okay, give me a hug. Okay.
I'll go wake up Easton.
You can go snuggle with Easton if you want and hang out for a little while. We'll be done in about maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. Coming in at 18, I guess you started. And you hit a roadblock, you hit a little failure in your life. We all have them, right? Like I could go back through my life and I just embarrassed you on camera, and put your story out on all over the internet. But we all have them. I've got mine. Anybody watching this is going to have their own stories of all of the failures that they've had, of course, across their life, and all the reasons why they shouldn't invest, because they bought this stock and it went to zero, or they had a problem in their marriage, or they had a bad job, or they had a bad boss, or whatever failure or whatever problem they had in their life. What did success like? So sure, you bought one bad tax lien out of 179 or 180, but what did buying 179 good tax liens do? What did those first redemption checks that came in, what did that do for you and your confidence?
You know, like I bought 180 tax liens. Yeah. One was bad, and I got 179 good ones, and it took me like 4 hours, and I don't have like 4 hours and I'm done. I can just like see those come in every now and then. Like the 179 good ones completely overshadow the one bad one, I feel like. And so it's like, if you buy like one bad stock and you lose money on it, it's like, great, I can go buy 180 tax liens. Mm-hmm. Just like, first off, make that money that you lost on the stock back. Mm-hmm. But then you can be like, okay, I'm making all this other money. And like, at the end of the day, you're like, oh, I don't even remember that stock or how much I bought it for.
Yeah.
Because it just overshadows the failure.
I feel like this might sound awful. Tax liens are kind of the gateway drug.
Yeah.
Like it gets you in and gets you successful quickly. And it ties you in and like to your point, like you get confident because the success rate is so high and the profitability is so high. So you get in and you start doing these things and you're like, oh my goodness, it worked. What does that do to your confidence to try something different? Like we've talked about some other entrepreneurial efforts that you're excited about and that you're wanting to do. What does investing in tax liens and having the success there do to your confidence and your willingness to try something next?
Well, it almost like boosts your confidence enough to where you're like, okay, like I made this much money, and then you almost like, it opens you up to a little bit more risk, I feel like. Because like you have that confidence now of, okay, I can go and I can take the money and put it into something that's a little more like volatile and changes more.
Okay.
And so like I could say I made $1,500 off of tax liens. So I can go and I'm like, okay, it was this easy to make that much money off tax liens. So I can take that $1,500 and I can put it into a stock that may go up or down, and I may lose money or may like make money. And then if you're like, okay, great, if I lost this much money, it's like, okay, well I can just go buy more tax liens, and then that will like, it's almost like a fallback.
It's a good foundation or a baseline. I'm curious about, you've been around so many different groups of people and you've seen, I mean, you were raised in a household that is entrepreneurial, that is that investor focused. You grew up with friends that weren't and families that weren't. You went to college and you're surrounded by teammates and roommates and all of the different people. But then you've also been surrounded a little bit by the Tax Lien Code family. And you've been to a lot of events and you've met a lot of our internal team and you've worked with a lot of the internal team, but you've also met and talked with a lot of students. I'm curious your perspective on the different mindsets that you're around. Like, what does it look like, the people that you know that are investors and that think as an investor versus people in your life that aren't? What's the difference in mindset that you've noticed?
I think that the people that I know that are like invest more than anyone I know, they like the same thing we've been talking about. Like they embrace failure and they accept it better than other people.
Yeah.
Because other people are like, it's just like you obviously, like no one wants to lose. So you lose money, you lose whatever, like it leaves like kind of a bad taste in your mouth. So then you almost like live in the failure. Like, oh, I lost money on a stock. I don't want to buy more stocks. I'm going to lose more money. But it's then the people that I know that actually invest all the time. They're like, okay, I lost money on this one deal, or like I bought a property that I shouldn't have bought, and I lost money after having to renovate it or whatever. Like, great. I'm going to go do it again and learn from it.
Yeah. Well, as a dad, I think the most exciting part for me of watching you invest, the first year you came in and I gave you a budget of my money and said, hey, go invest this money and you can have a chunk of the profit. And then as we were evaluating for this summer, it was like, okay, let's review how you did the first year and how well did it go. And so we gave you an additional budget. How many tax liens did you buy this year, by the way? So the first year was about 180. How many did you buy this year?
1,800.
About 1,800. So we definitely scaled. But I think the most exciting part for me is like, you've always worked growing up. Like you've had jobs and you've had little side things that you've done. The entire time you've made money, we agreed that you would take half of it and do what with it?
Save it.
And save it. And half of it was your kind of your play money, right? Your whatever you wanted to buy. So you've been saving all of this money for the last like 7-8 years. So you had a chunk of money that's just been sitting in your checking account or savings account for the last 6-7 years. But when you came and you said, I've got this amount of money, I want to
spend it all on tax liens.
I want to invest my own money now on tax liens. What led to that decision? Because now you're risking your money. You've taken all the money you've saved for 7-8 years, and you're at 19 years old, you're saying, okay, I'm investing thousands of dollars of my own money into tax liens. What led to that decision?
Just seeing, like, I felt like I got to a point with your money where I was like, okay, like, I know how to do this, and I know how, like, I've learned enough to where I can, like, be able to win more than I'm gonna fail.
Okay.
And so I'm not as scared. I'm like, okay, if I buy another green power box, like obviously I bought a green power box last year, and it wasn't like a, oh my gosh, my life's over. I can't
die.
Yeah, you didn't die.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. So once I realized that, and I was like, okay, like, and I made $200 back to where it's like, I lost that $200 on that green power box, but like, I still made it back. So it's like, it's just not as scary, and it's okay. Maybe I actually because you only gave me a percentage of your profits. But now it's like, okay, I want all of that for myself.
You got a little greedy.
Yeah.
How, all right, so you've had some fun examples. We made a couple videos about some stories from college. What is it like being around other successful investors? Not just your family at this point, not just me, but what's it like being around a group of other successful investors?
I think it's fun, and it's just like a different group, because everyone kind of thinks the same, or there's definitely little things where you're all on the same page, I feel like.
Yeah.
And every group has stuff like that, but it's you see stuff or you talk about stuff with other people who invest like you.
Yeah.
And it's oh, I wouldn't have that conversation with my friends at school or my baseball teammates or whatever,
Yeah.
So it's just it just opens more up, and just opens up different ways for you to think, and you can kind of pick their brains and be like, okay, why did you invest in that?
Mm-hmm.
And you can be like, okay, then it just opens your mind up a little bit.
So what is the biggest lesson that you've learned in the last, let's call it a year and a half, of investing at 19 years old?
It's scary, but it's not scary. Everyone, you hear the word growing up, investing, and you're like, oh, it takes a bunch of money. Yeah. And it's scary, and you can lose money, but it doesn't really take that much. It doesn't take as much money as you would think, and it's not as scary as you would think. So it's investing is easier than
most people.
Than you're fed to think it is.
Yeah. All right. So give me some advice. So most of the people, I'm curious on two sides of advice. You being 19, the majority of the people that probably watch our stuff are my age and older. There's a big group of people that want to do this to help their kids that are coming in and saying, okay, I've made some money, it's not growing as fast, or my kids aren't interested in becoming whatever profession, but I want them to be an investor, or they want to be an investor. So what would you say to the parents that are sitting thinking okay, well, I want this to be generational. I want to teach my kids, or I want to influence or show them a different way than I learned. What would you say to that group of parents that are thinking about teaching their kids?
I honestly wish I had done it 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been 15 or 16 and been okay, I want to do my I want to get into tax liens.
Yeah.
And it's you take the money you make with tax liens and you can just roll it over into the next auction or whatever the next year. And so it's it just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah.
I'm I would just say just do it and get on early.
Okay, so now to your generation. The biggest problem your generation has of affordability and this broken system of the expectation of going to college, getting a good education, and then getting a good job and working for this employer. And your generation is looking at this situation right now in our economy where the affordability of your generation is so different than mine or my parents or my grandparents, where it's so expensive for your generation to get started. Your generation buying a house and saving and investing into a pension or a 401k, it's so challenging right now. So there's so many people that are scrolling TikTok or scrolling Instagram or looking at YouTube videos because they realize there's a problem, but they don't know how to solve for that. Because everybody just tells them to go to college and get a good job. What would you tell your teammates? So they see, I don't know, have you told them that you buy real estate or that you buy tax liens?
I mean, not really. A couple of sometimes we would get ads in class for tax lien code. And they'd be like, oh, that's your dad. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And then they would ask some questions. So I would start trying to fill them in and try to get the gears turning a little bit.
Yeah.
they're just kind of like, oh, that's cool. And
Yeah. Okay, so what advice do you give or would you give to your teammates? Like if they come like, hey, I saw your dad on Instagram. Tell me about it. Should I do it? Should I buy a tax lien?
I would tell them to do it, and then just like, I would like just pull up like my stuff and be like, hey, like this is what I did.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow. And then just kind of like tell them how easy it is and try to like get them going, I guess.
Yeah. You're talking about now being a mentor or a trainer or a guide. Like you're like, hey, this is what I do. Let me show you. Mm-hmm. I feel like in your world, you've been coached in just about every aspect of your life from the time you were little. You had so many coaches, both athletics, but also other stuff as well. So coming in and learning from, like, I wasn't just the only one that trained you. You learned from other people inside of Tax and Code. And now you're talking about teaching somebody else. How would you say the influence of having coaches and guides and trainers and mentors in your athletics helped you inside of investing? Like you still had coaches, you still had people that taught you investing. And now you're talking about teaching somebody else. How has that experience from baseball and when you were little soccer helped propel you to being willing to be coached and taught and learn from somebody else?
I think you just have to be like coachable. You have to be humble enough to realize that, you know, maybe there are people that know more than me. And you have to like accept that. I mean, like, okay, like they know more than me. They've been like most of the time your mentor is older than you.
Yeah.
So you're be like, okay, they've seen more, they have more experience. And at the end of the day, you just have to be like humble enough to be like, okay, they know what they're talking about. And I'm gonna let them teach me, because obviously if they're at the point where they're at to be able to mentor you, they did something right and they know what they're talking about. So then you just have to be able to take that and let them feed you.
What's next for you?
Buying more tax liens. Arizona, or what's up next? Arizona, Colorado.
Okay, man.
Sweet.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
Hey, after we filmed today at the house, I came to the office and sitting on my desk were 2 redemption checks that are for you. Do you mind if I open them real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so both of them from Orange County. What are you doing right now, by the way?
Working on my spreadsheet.
Perfect. All right, so you can add these to the spreadsheet. This first one covered 2 liens, both that you bought this year. One face amount $359, second one was $898. You made $18 on the first one and $45 on the second one. So total check for $1,320.
Let's go.
Not bad, huh? Second one, oh, you're gonna like this one. Okay, so also 2 certificates from this year. One face value $1,700, the other one was $3,400, $88 profit and $170 profit. So a check for $5,412.
Awesome.
Not too bad, dude.
Not bad.
Good day. All right, buddy. Hey, thanks for the call today.
Yep.
Okay. Bye, dude. Love ya.